Today on Chef Melzer's Joint, we are making pork butt roast with IGs, Big Rich. Here we go, let's get into this. First, you gotta have beef broth, your little sauces, your little slap your mama, all your ingredients and seasonings. I like to put them into a sauce that I can make and throw into this baby today. Today we're gonna do it different though. We're gonna use a bag. Carolina pork rub, you gotta have that. So what I like to usually do too is make sure and get all my accoutrements situated, you know what I'm saying? So it's marinating, everything's chopped up. I'm not doing potatoes and carrots in the regular mumbo jumbo, okay? I'm using my seasonings. I'm throwing a little sweet potatoes in there, garlic, onion, Brussels sprouts has a really unique flavor. What a lot of people forget to do is to clean your pork. So what I do is boiling hot water, boiling hot vinegar, and I douse this thing nice and good just to clean it of any toxins, anything I don't want on there that could compromise the flavor. And then I season that baby with my rub and all my goodies and make sure it's got all the, Chef Melzer flavor that everybody's grown accustomed to and has learned to love and enjoy. Here's the roast itself after I've marinated it a little bit. I poke holes in it like that, not only for ventilation, but so I can get, garlic and treats and deliciousness all up in that thing. Like I said, we're gonna do a bag today, so here I have this, traditional turkey bag I use for turkey sometimes. Put some flour in it because I'm gonna make a little gravy out of this sauce that comes with it later. Shake that baby up nice and good, get it all textured on the inside, nothing sticks. Then I'm gonna plant this baby in here. Now, typically when you roast something like this, you do fat side up, but since there's so much moisture in here, I'm gonna put this in the bag with the fat side down, down, down. All that juice, all that fat is just gonna really precipitate in there, give it a lot of flavor. And then from here, I'll layer it and cover it with my veggies. Obviously, I'm gonna use some fluid mix with the ingredients I showed earlier, and I'm gonna put that in here. But there's gonna be a lot of moisture that comes off of these onions and these Brussels sprouts and the potatoes. I'm sorry, and the sweet potatoes. So, really gonna layer this. I've got lots of salt, lots of pepper, lots of garlic, lots of seasoning. These veggies are just going to be really, really tender, and it's visually appealing, and it gives it a nice ambiance when you're cooking. The house is going to smell bananas. Now, I'm not cooking bananas, but the house is going to smell bananas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, once I got all these in there, I'm just gonna keep on prepping, right? I'm gonna put my fluid in here. Now this sauce, this marinade is a combination of beef broth, slap your mama, salt, pepper, garlic, mustard, and a couple other little goodies. Season it how you like. There's no secret formula or recipe. Once I've added that, I'm gonna continue to add a little bit of water, just so that the main bottom half of this hunk of meat is covered, right? And all that's gonna sit, simmer, and cook together for a long, long time. What I have here is some butter. Now, butter is just another additive I think gives it great flavor. I don't use too much, probably 3, maybe 4 tablespoons. Melted butter, plus when that precipitation cooks up, I didn't use any oil. It's gonna lubricate that bag there. Then I'll mix it up, get everything nice and tight. You want to seal this, but you want to seal it so there's air for this bag to expand, right? And you want to seal it airtight. Don't poke holes in the bag, all right? This defeats the whole point of what we're doing here. Keep it solid. Keep it so that air bubble can come up out of the bag, and it'll elevate, but it won't pop. No matter how hot you cook it, this bag is not going to pop. They're durable. They're resistant to heat. You're gonna have a really, really nice roast, a really nice cook out of this if you just keep that thing solid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the oven here. Now, there's a couple different things you can do once you bake this baby. You can put it in the oven at 425 for 300 for 3 hours. What I do is put it in the oven for 425 for an hour, and then I'll down it down to 300, and I'll cook it for another couple hours. So I'm looking at 4 hours or so of cooking this between 300 and 400 degrees. But I'm gonna let you be the judge of that and kind of map that out a little bit better. Some of the seasonings I use, some of the rubs, you gotta have a rich variety. That's the State Fair rub right there from Minnesota. It's crazy. I use chili powder, parsley flakes I use sometimes when I finish my garnish. It's visually appealing. And then moving forward, we're taking this baby out. The temperature I like, between 145 and 160, that's looking good. I can tell just by touching the bag and looking at this bone that it is already fallen out. The meat ain't falling out the bone is falling out of the meat. That's my indication that it's done, all right? Cut this bag, let it ventilate. I'm gonna let it sit probably for 10, 15 minutes before I cut into it. But I'm gonna cut this, I'm gonna baste it a little bit once I get this bag off of here. I'm gonna make sure that everything just looks how I want it to look, feels how I want it to feel. Look at that bone. It literally fell up out the carcass. Look at all that broth, all that seasoning. I mean, you see it jiggling, watch it jiggle. It's cooked, it's tender. The only thing keeping it from falling apart is me shaking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep basting it. I like that green on there, it's visually appealing. I'm gonna take this broth and I'm gonna make a gravy out of it in a minute here, but I just want you to see how tender it is. I'm gonna lightly, gently, delicately, I mean, I'm not even touching this thing and it's jiggling off, it's falling apart. I'm using absolutely no torque or no physicality whatsoever to get into this meat. So that's how you know when it's done. Again, I probably cook this at an average of 350 for 3.5 hours. You know, if I wanted to really do it right, I'm cooking it for 300 for probably 4.5. Here I'm gonna make my gravy off of that bomb-ass sauce that I had. With the pork, I'm gonna add a little flour, so it starts as kind of a roux. I'm gonna add my sauces from the pork butt, from the pork booty. Put that baby in here like that. Watch this here. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, as I'm whisking this, what you can't see is I'm also adding salt and pepper. I also taste it. I'm always tasting. ABT, always be tasting. I'm gonna whisk this baby up. I'm gonna get every little grain in there, nice and moist. And that flour is gonna quickly turn this into a nice creamy sauce. A nice creamy gravy. Now I already have sauce with the pork butt, so I want my gravy to be a little thick. I want it to have some consistency. Plate that baby and this is what you get. You know, I got a little mac and cheese on there that I made from Thanksgiving. A little extra batch. I got my gravy here. You can see the sweet potatoes on there. I got that Hawaiian bread, which is so good. Normally I'd make cornbread with this, but I knew my Uncle Terry was coming over and he likes cornbread, so I didn't make it. It's a little friendly banter between us. He's gonna have to settle for the Hawaiian bread, but I got a thick gravy on there. I'm garnishing this plate. I'm doctoring it up. I'm looking at this thing and you know what it's missing? Nothing. It's delicious. I inhaled this meal tonight. I enjoyed it with my Uncle Terry. We watched some football game. Each of us took a little nap. And there's something that your body and your soul does when it's got hot food in it. And it's really good. So that's my tutorial right there for this dish. I hope you enjoy. Chef Melzer, you know Big Rich. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Thank you.